had a good one today. Probably had close to 100 plays as far as the practice was concerned. We started out with special teams situations, and then we had all live up front special teams. We were thud on the ball carriers in all phases. We're still trying to figure out, especially the young guys, who can help us on special teams. So that was a big emphasis. We also had a couple 2-minute situations with the ones against the ones, twos against the twos, and let our guys with officials get out there, and thought that was good. Then we put the ball down and we had a scrimmage, and we worked primarily with 2 groups. The coaches rotated guys in and out. The emphasis was a little bit more throwing than it was before. I think we were close to 65 to 70% pass in today's scrimmage.
Questions?
You said last week the defense dominated. Was it more of
a? Yeah, I think it was more close today. I mean, I think there was some good things on defense, and I think the offense, came out and executed and performed better.
With it being 75% pass, how did Jeremy look today?
He looked good. He threw the ball 20+ times. We wanted to give him some reps out there, and he performed well.
Was this scrimmage, when you go back and study the video, is this going to be a scrimmage that is important to a lot of guys?
Yeah, really the first 2. I mean, we're giving everyone an opportunity, trying to put the pieces to the puzzle in all phases. And like I said, special teams is always important for young guys. They can come in and help, and then you evaluate them offensively and defensively, and try to see where they're at this point. And then as coaches, it's very important to project the guys that really have a chance to help us this year, and the guys that are a little bit behind. But like I said all along, there's going to be quite a few young guys that do help us this year, so that's definitely confirmed. We're just trying to be a little more specific, put the pieces to the puzzle, but this was a big evaluation day for a lot of guys.
Will you scrimmage again?
I'll talk with the coordinators, and we'll see. I mean, I want to see where we're at first before I move ahead exactly as far as scrimmages go.
Getting close to deciding on a punter or returning?
Both punters, I think, did a solid job today, and they've been competing. It's been a really good competition. We did have the returners, kickoff return and punt return today. Everything was thud with them, but everything was live up front, so it'll give us some good information. And we also did some punting and catching in the middle of scrimmage, and so we'll evaluate the special teams also, just like we will offense and defense, probably tomorrow evening after our last practice, fall camp. And then they have first day of school. We're giving them off, and that'll be a big day for our coaches with all our preparation.
Sounds like there were a couple of big passing plays, Ricardo and Peyton, which had pretty long ones, 90+ for Ricardo. Were those the most explosive plays you saw?
Well, our emphasis was throwing the ball today and letting Jeremy have more throwing the football. The offense did make some plays in the passing game, but also the defense did a good job on some of the passing situations too. So, it was good to see some big plays out of the offense, but at the same time, there was also some big plays the defense did today.
Do you think Peyton Barber's taking advantage of this opportunity here with the start of camp?
I think so. I think so. I mean, you're talking about he's got more experience than any of the tailbacks that are here, and he's getting to be a guy that we can really count on. And Rock's done a very good job in fall camp, getting to be a guy we can count on. And Javon, he got quite a few carries today, and he protected the football, and he did some very good things. So we're in good position going into the year that we got 3 guys, and then of course Carry-On is a guy that we're confident that he'll help us this year. He's got a unique skill set too, so we're feeling pretty good about where we're at least going into the year from the running back position.
Did any one of the running backs stand out over the others, and also while the young defensive backs passing so much? Did you get a good look at
Yeah, I think that was very important. The young defensive backs got a lot of looks right there, and some of those guys we're going to have to count on to help us play as far as that goes. As far as the running backs, Peyton got quite a few carries today. Javon probably got the majority of it. Rock got a few, but you know, we feel good about our evaluation as far as the first 2 weeks of camp, you know, coming out of fall camp about where our running backs are at.
How do you feel knee-jerk about pass protection today?
What's that?
How do you feel there's a knee-jerk reaction without seeing film about pass protection today? And do you leave camp maybe, or come into camp thinking you got 5 to 7 guys that you can really trust, right?
You know, that's what we're working on. I'll need to probably see the film, but just big picture, I mean, the defense got some pressure on the quarterback a few times, and a few times the offensive line did a good job. So, you know, I have to see that to be a little more specific to answer that. But that is the goal, that we do have depth of 7 or 8 guys.
Why did Duke leave a little bit after halftime of the stretch?
I don't believe he left. I think we took him out. But he was out there. He got to play some.
Did he get first team reps?
No.
How did he look?
You know, I mean, there wasn't anything that stood out to me. I mean, he's, like I said, he's in the process of every day getting better. And,
did you get a little banged up? Is that why you had to leave?
you know, I don't think so, but, you know, he's all right.
You talked about, go ahead, Jay.
Damian said that there's a bit of there's a change in culture going on, at least in the wide receivers for him and maybe the offense as a whole, and that's part of the situation with Duke could happen. You made a change in defense, and that's clearly part of the change in culture. What was something you've done specifically with the offense to change the culture this offseason?
You know, I don't know about changing culture. You know, you just go back to basics and all the little things that matter, like it did in 2013. And so that's probably the best way to put it.
By kicking and punting, Daniel Carlson, obviously, guy you feel good about. What about the punting guys? How have they done so far?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're competing, and that's good. They're both talented, and they're both capable of being very successful at this level. So that's the good thing. But they're competing every day. We're trying to put them in situations so they can feel that pressure. And today we did that. You know, we let them punt when it was live up front, and I thought that was good. And that's always usually the best ways to evaluate guys like that. So we'll get some good information, but so far it's been a very good competition.
Because practice-wise, I know obviously you can't meet as much and all those things, but practice-wise, how much will you change the next 2 weeks compared to the last?
You know, we'll still, you know, especially this upcoming week, we'll still work on us, you know, good on good and all that, and then somewhere down the line we'll transition into Louisville. But, you know, so that'll be a balance this coming week, and then obviously as it gets closer in the 2 weeks previous, that's when you'll really see more of a focus on the first game.
Coach, how much do you change up, SEC coach now have 2 years of film, so how much are you changing up the offense, and how much are you keeping your base just what you do?
Well, you know, you believe in something, and you have your foundation of who you are, and that doesn't change. And, you know, you always look at things you need to improve on. You always look at what they're seeing, and you know, there's a game within a game as far as scheming and wrinkles and everything with that, and that's part of it. That's not just offense, that's defense too. And so every year, you know, you go into it that way.
Are you doing it more so this year because you got a new defensive coordinator, or is it about as much as you did last year as far as changing things up?
Say it again. Now, our defense coordinator.
Yeah, are you doing more changes?
Yeah.
On both sides. Part of that because of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, as far as if you just the offense, you know, you worry more about the defenses you face or going to face. You don't get too much into that. You just, so, you know, every year we'll build it around the strengths of our players, but the same foundation of our offense that we'll always have, which we really believe in and we've been successful with. But we'll always have wrinkles. We'll always build around our new players' strengths and best players' strengths. And so every year you see us, we're just, we tweak a few things.
With the new board, did you notice anything today with the motion and things like that?
Yeah, it was really good for us. Today we actually had the, you know, highlight reels and stuff like that where there was, and it was good. It was good that our guys are getting used to it because, like I said, it's big, and it is a factor. And so I think our guys, you know, we'll be over here again. We'll take it the next step with some field cameras and stuff like that, and turn the music on or the sound system on. But you know, it's a good thing.
Think it's going to be an advantage for you having done that when the teams come in? I mean, because it's something that you can't simulate at other places.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we're getting used to it, put it that way.
With them being challenged a little more today, did you anything stand out to you about the secondary, and especially your first team guys in there?
You know, I mean, they made some plays. You know, focusing on some young guys now. And like I said earlier, we're going to have to rely on some young guys, and there's nothing better than getting out there and performing, in a scrimmage situation. That's how you can really evaluate.
But it's safe to say that some guys that today scrimmage, the guys that are still trying to earn a place got more than the guys who already have.
Yeah, and there is some of that. There's no doubt, and that was part of our plan going in, and that's what we talked about, challenging some of those young guys as far as that, and some of the veteran guys that maybe have not gotten to where they want to get. So that was a big focus, and not just offense, defense, but special things.
Coach, we got two more right here.
Yes, we heard at least in the first few days that Sean was a little rusty, but Rhett said nothing has happened to change him being the backup. But do you feel like Tyler has closed the gap some since you started camp?
Sean was a little rusty. He's had some good practices, some that, you got to understand that our level is high for Sean. He's been in our system for years, our number 3 guy. He got a lot of reps during the spring, so I feel good about where he's at. He needs to keep improving, but if he goes in the game, we expect him to play at a high level. I think that's fair to say. And our rookie is getting better each time out, and he just needs more reps.
Yes, I noticed that Jamel Dean, a player, joined the program. Jamel Dean sometime in the last week. Just can you give a little context on how that came about?
Yeah, well, he's a guy that that we planned on him getting here, and he got here the first day of fall camp, and seems like a very pleasant young man, and he's very talented, and he's a good addition, to our team.